Well, good morning, YouTubers, and yes, it's early here on Monday morning. I am picking up here in a little bit, going to Louisville, Kentucky, over here in Arkansas. Now, the video today is going to be about mega carriers, and I'm going to give you some good, the bad, and the ugly. There you go. I'm just going to be right up front. Right now, the market is so overflooded with vans, it's not funny. And part of the reason are mega carriers. And I'm going to name two of them, Bolt and Panther. These two companies will tell you they have between 400 and 500 vans each. That's right, folks. 400 to 500. So if you're thinking you're going to come out here and do well with these two companies, some do. But the majority I talk to don't. And that's the problem, and here's why. Well, they opened up a hub, one of them did, down south. And rates have tanked, and freight is just basically, when you overflood a market, people sit. Prime example is Laredo. We all talk about Laredo, El Paso, Nogales, these places. Laredo's the one that comes up all the time because you generally get a good rate going in, except for now. But generally you get a good rate going in, but you get a terrible rate coming out of there. And one of the reasons is that, you'll pull in there and you'll see 10, 12 or more Bolt vans or Panther sitting there. And here's what they do. They drive the rates down. Here's how it's being done. You got 10 vans sitting there and you're number 9, and they call the first guy up and say, look, I can get you out of here, but it's going to be 55 cents a mile. Well, I ain't going to take that. That's fine. Go to the next guy. Down the line, someone's been sitting there for a while. They're just going to take the 55 cents and get out of there. That's how rates are driven down. Now, I am not a big fan of them. Some people, like I said, do very well with them. I know a guy's been with Panther for over 20 years. His whole entire life. Expediting. But the thing is that when you have that stack up of vans, you have a problem. They're only out to cover everything across the country. That's their whole intent. Have a van in every city. Well, that's great. But freight generally runs into freight lanes, and yes, if you want to get stuck out in BF Egypt, well, that's a good place to go. But the thing is this. Are you going to make any money? Now, one of them does a class every week. Yes, a recruiting class every week. If you have 400 or 500 vans and you're recruiting and doing 10 to 15 people a week, and you charge them somewhere over $200, like $250, $275, I'm not sure what it is. I was told. And, I don't know, 60, 90, 120 days or something like that, or 6 months or whatever you're there, then you get the money back. But if you leave before then, they pocket it. You have to wonder about that. And you have to wonder when you pull by them, there's 30, 40 vans sitting in the front lot. Why are there all these vans there? Well, they're there because they run a lot of fleet owners. All of you who want to go out and find fleet owners, well, there you go. But ask yourself this question. Why isn't the other guy still there? Why do you got so many vans sitting out there? If it's such a great place and you're doing all kinds of miles, making all kinds of money, why do you got so many sitting here? It's a good indication there's a problem. When you see a stack up of vans like that, you have a problem. And you need to think about that. All these mega carriers are doing driving down rates to the drivers. Right now, rates are low. We tell people it's a good industry. Don't get in it right now. And I tell you, do not come out here right now. Rates are down. Freight is tight. I watched a load get bidded out of New York, upper New York, yes, to Michigan, at 60 cents. That's going through all the tolls and everything. 60 cents a mile. Didn't win it. Out of Laredo, 60 cents. Did not win the bid. So don't tell me things are really going out here, because if that's going on, yeah, there's problems. So if you're looking at this industry, get your ducks in a row. Okay? But also, look at where you're going. I'm not a big fan of the mega carrier. Now, you know why. I would advise you to basically go to a smaller company. You'll be treated better. Um, I've heard all kinds of war stories. I heard a guy sitting with an owner, and I know the guy. He sat down there in Laredo for 13 days. 13 days, folks. He's running for his owner. They generally run on a 60-40 split, a 60% to the driver, 40% to the owner. But you pay all the gas. He pays the van insurance, blah, blah, blah. He's making money. Don't let anyone kid you. But the other thing is you never know what the van's making, because guess what? Those big carriers will not tell you. They'll tell you need to talk to your owner. And I don't even like that term, owner. I'm sorry, no one owns me. You need to talk to the person that owns the van. No, owners. I'm not into that terminology. I'm sorry, no one owns me. But for the most part, the person who owned the van told the guy he couldn't leave. He had to sit there 13 days. Hot as hell, buying idle air, spent several hundreds of dollars down there for 13 days, just surviving, eating, air conditioning you have to have. It's 110 degrees. You better get the idle air, get yourself some air conditioning. And, yeah, then he gets out. Guess where he gets out? And he goes over towards Carolinas. They send him right back. Yeah, that was a mega carrier. I've heard worse stories than that, folks. People sitting in places for extended periods of time, or just getting real short loads. But when you pull into the lot, there's 10, 12 of your company vans there. Well, what do you expect? So before coming out here, really look into the mega carrier that you're going with. Talk to people. My advice really is to get on Transportation Life's Wheels, Wings, and Rudder on Facebook. Tell them Big D sent you. And then get onto the Zello channel from there and actually talk to the drivers. That's right. They're on there. You'll be able to talk direct to them. Ask the driver who's working for one of these mega carriers what they think. Get the honest opinion from a driver. Like I said, I know some people are very happy at these mega carriers. The majority of them aren't. But because they're always looking to leave. So the choice is yours, how you handle this. But my thing is that you'd be better off, in my opinion, going to a smaller carrier where you don't have that kind of volume of vans. I mean, I think we have like 50, and that's enough. And don't think we don't pull into places. I mean, there's 2 vans sitting right now down Laredo. They're sitting there. They may be there a while too, with the rates the way they're at. So it's your business, and that's the other thing. People look at this and they think, well, I go work for a guy, I get to pay. No. You're in business for yourself. You're a 1099, folks. 1099, you're in business for yourself. Understand what that means. You got to keep all your tax records and everything. Understand that. You don't get any benefits. You got to pay all your own taxes. So I'm not trying to encourage or discourage anybody to come out here. I want you to come out here educated, though. If you don't know what really is going on, you're going to come here and go, wow, I didn't know that. Well, who told me? I thought this was a good place. How come I'm not getting any miles? Well, there's 12 vans in front of you everywhere you go. Think about that one for a minute. My terrible months are these guys' good months. I get a higher rate, more miles, and they're happy. I just, sorry. You have to actually understand what's going on out here. So, if you have any questions, let me know. Anything you want to talk about. I will talk about health insurance. I had a viewer ask for that. And I will talk about health insurance out here and how to get it. So, that being said, I'm going to wait for my pickup. This is going on 10 minutes, and to me, that's way too long. But, mega carriers, good or bad, it's your call. I'm just telling you what to look for. You pull in, there's 30 to 50 vans out there, and they're having a training class, orientation class every week, and they're charging you for it. You need to think about that. I would be, because why are you having this? If you only have 500 vans out there, you're putting 10 to 15 people through every week, 50 weeks a year. That's more than the amount of vans you have, isn't it? You have 100% turnover? Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Think about it.